Yes, this is the Woman Agenda with me here, Raju, live on the Woman Agenda channel. Of course, where else are you going to see those kind of exclusive news? Yes, it is this channel. It is the Woman Agenda, and it is me, Raju, here on a Saturday. A very, very, very good afternoon to everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday on there. Just a little bit, well, a big problem with the neck. It's stiff. Not sure what's happened there, but it happens, I guess. Had to get through that. But yes, we have some exclusive. We have some news. I don't know about exclusive, but anyway, if somebody says, "Yeah, it's not exclusive," it is news. Woman, it's the woman. It's Afghanistan women show. It was a different title before, but now we have changed it, and it is going to be called obviously Women Latest Afghan Afghan Women Latest News, where we would obviously continue discussing about what's the situation in Afghanistan, and also we will talk about some general news regarding the humanitarian crisis which is affecting Afghanistan and that kind of stuff, what's happening in Afghanistan, giving you the lowdown of it every week here on the Woman Agenda channel. If you want to sponsor the channel, if you want to advertise with us, collaborate with us, get in touch on spotlight309@gmail.com. Just one easy to remember email address. And if you want to be featured, if you want to have a live interview, just like Jamie did yesterday, and hopefully you've seen that interview, and then get in touch as well. talentspotlight309@gmail.com. Stay tuned. We have so many interviews coming up in the next week and so on. So stay tuned for that. Let's kick off with Afghanistan women latest news. First of all, we will talk a bit about some general news which is happening, and obviously, like I said, the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is massively being affected. This is something helping Afghanistan. They're going to be supplying wheat from February onwards, and they've been supplying medicine, and this is another ton of medication supplies they're doing to Afghanistan. Let's have a look exactly what's been happening. So India sends 3 tons of essential medicines as aid to Afghanistan. Now, reported by IndianExpress.com, India has already supplied 3 consignments of medical assistance comprising lakhs of doses of COVID-19 vaccine in recent months. India on Saturday supplied the 4th batch of medical assistance consisting of 3 tons of essential life-saving medicines to Afghanistan as part of New Delhi's efforts to provide critical humanitarian assistance to the troubled country. The consignment sent via flight was handed over to the Indira Gandhi Hospital in Kabul. India stands committed to continue our special relationship with people of Afghanistan and provide humanitarian assistance, said the Ministry of External Affairs in a statement on Saturday. India has already supplied 3 consignments of medical assistance comprising lakhs of doses of COVID-19 vaccines and essential medicines to Afghanistan in recent months. These 2 were sent through flights and handed over to the World Health Organization for distribution and the Indira Gandhi Children's Hospital. So Afghanistan, which fell into the grip of the Taliban in August 2020 after the departure of Western trips is troubling economic collapse that have um, exacerbated the crisis. In the coming weeks, the ME said we would be supplying more batches of humanitarian assistance, consisting of medicals and food grains for the people of Afghanistan. India is also expected to send consignments of wheat for Afghanistan through Pakistani soil from early next month, which I was saying, as New Delhi and Islamabad finally agreed on the modalities after months of discussions. Officials aware of the matters. According to Pakistan media reports, initially Islamabad wanted the transportation of human assistance to come in its trucks under the banner of the United Nations, but India wanted the food 20% of the trucks. The two sides which agreed that it will be carried by Afghan trucks, and a list of Afghan contractors was shared with Pakistan. So that's some good news about the relief of Afghanistan in Afghanistan. Like I was saying, there's a massive humanitarian issue situation at the moment on there, and where it is some are talking about unfreezing the money which they were getting before the Taliban took over, but that remains to be seen if that would be unfreezed. Let's see what's been happening with the Afghan women who are making Athens their new home now. This is reported by Euronews.com. Afghan women are making Athens the new home. Um, so most of the women were reported to be judges, lawyers, journalists, or civil rights activists. Different aid programs has helped with evacuation and continue to cover the housing and basic needs in Athens. Together with our fixer Eleni Korovila, I contacted the Melissa Network, one of several local centers that help Afghan women and their families. In addition to being a place for the women to meet, Melissa, meaning behave in Greek, also offers a range of support services including legal advice, tuition, counseling, and community networking. As soon as I arrive, I've been taken into a living room with some pastry, mandarins on a huge table. Different women are eager to share with me their stories of loss of family and friends, loss of jobs, wage independence, and self-esteem. All were forced into a hiding. All still remain in shock. I spend the day listening to them. Hasina, a former judge, tells me about the Taliban released the same criminals she had sentenced and put in jail. She explains to me that they were now looking for revenge. I could not go outdoors. She tells me they could kill me or my children or kidnap them. Homa Amidi, a former member of parliament, was forced into hiding for 5 weeks. She said no country should recognize the Taliban until they form an inclusive government and guarantee children's rights, the freedom of women, and their rights to work. Nicola, 26, fled Afghanistan with her two children. The youngest is 88 months old. She has a bachelor's degree in law, political science, and worked as a journalist in Afghanistan. At first, we had to fight with our fathers and brothers for the right to decide how we dress, for example, veils and scarves over the last 20 years. And then, with the return of the Taliban, we lost everything I had dreamed for my children and for the people. All that vanished in one night. Fariba, not her real name, was a judge, but she avoided discussing the past for her. It's far too painful. She preferred to show one of the few belongings she brought with her from Afghanistan. For most of the women, Greece is just a transit country. Some have already received asylum offers from Canada and Spain. Others would like to go to Germany. Nandina Christopolo, the director and co-founder of the Melissa Network, tells me the idea behind this was to be able to provide a safe space in Greece for them to pick up the thread of the work they've been doing for so long in Afghanistan. I start to thinking again about the potential of what they can do to also avoid the fragmentation that the diaspora entails. So I point out that many of these women are former politicians, journalists, and judges, and that many people might consider them to be elite compared to most women in Afghanistan. And then Dana says, I will not see it as an elite. The way we selected these women is because of their role and their active social and political engagement and activism that created eventually the high risk situation in which they were caught. Even now, they find ways to be of help and support and remain actively engaged. And so regarding that, now that's absolutely amazing. And before we get back to that, talk a bit about what's happening, where some desperate Afghans are unfortunately having to sell their kidneys. What's exactly going on with that? Let's have a look. This is obviously courtesy of Iranian news.af. So Afghan parents are selling their children and their kidneys in order to buy food for their families amid ongoing humanitarian crisis. One Harriet mother who sold a kidney and one of her daughters to provide basic needs for her family said life for her at the moment was hell. Bidi Zanan, a resident of Herat, stated, I wish I had not been born at all. I wish I had not seen these difficult days. I'm living life as if I'm in hell. I've sold my kidney, then I have to sell one of my daughters. In the morning, I have to provide the needs of my home. Gulubidin, another Herat resident whose wife is suffering from size in order to help his wife alive. Herat officials, however, claim that people are exaggerating the economic crisis gripping Afghanistan, that the situation is not about it. Because uh, I beg to differ myself. I think it is as bad. However, the kidney transplant center in Herat told Iran News that more than 2 people have visited the center to sell their kidneys in the past 5 years. And finally, threatened and beaten Afghanistan women defied Taliban with protests. Now reported by nytimes.com, the Taliban has begun cracking down on harder as women insist on their rights and as Western women call for reforms. Now, Afghanistan on around January morning, Kujasta Elam trudged through a snowstorm to sign her name on a government register. Before the Taliban seized power in August, Ms. Elam was the director of women program for Afghanistan Civil Service Commission, but she said from returning to work by the Taliban New Islamic Emirate. Now, Ms. Ilham, who says she has not been paid since August, is required to sign her in at her old job site once a month, a fiction that allows the Taliban to deny that they have fired female government workers. The grim routine also diminishes any hope for Ms. Ilham that she will one day return to work. So the dismissal of female work is one of many indignities that have prompted small bands of women like Miss Elan to take to the streets in protest, risking beating or arrest. Taliban gunmen have pointed weapons at the demonstrators, spray them with pepper spray, and call them whores and puppets of the West. Human Rights Watch said, bearing placards and raising their fists, the women have resisted persistent attempts to erase them from public life. So that is the latest Afghanistan women news this week, only on the Woman Agenda channel. If you want to get in touch with us, you know how to do so. These are the channels of the Women Agenda. Now, it's right out. Female Spotlight is the Twitter handler. Facebook is Woman Talent Podcast. So that's what is the situation at the moment. So the situation, since we've been discussing it and we discussed it last week, the situation hasn't improved. Obviously, we didn't think it would improve for the Afghanistan women, unfortunately. Um, but we can bring someone on board, and we are looking to do so. I am working on that, as I said mentioned last week, trying to bring someone on board on there. If you want, if you know about the situation you want, or you know someone in Afghanistan and you want to express your view, you can get in touch. Tell us paula309@gmail.com as well. And if you want to be a co-presenter and you think you have what it takes, get in touch. Tell us paula309@gmail.com as well. Same if you want to advertise or sponsor on the podcast. Hope you liked the show. Please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Bollywood Central is coming up later on today. Stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. So far, take care. Please follow your government norms regarding the COVID-19. Stay safe. Keep everyone safe with you. This is me, Raju from the Women Agenda channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.